The Okinawans ate some pretty gross looking stuff. Stuff that's slimy, looks like tar, looks like unreal, alien-like almost. Let me show you some of the craziest looking seaweeds that the longest living people in the world ate and still eat to this day. First, I need to explain something. Now, you've probably seen this before. It's always connected to those rice balls in the cartoons or always wrapped around sushi, right? This is seaweed. This is not the seaweed that I'm talking about though. So what's very common in Japan is kombu seaweed. It is goma flavored, sesame seed flavored. Absolutely fantastic tasting, and yet I'm holding it around and it looks like a worm. It looks like I'm holding a worm right now. Black, slimy, weird worm. But this is kombu because it would come from Hokkaido, that's where it originates from. They would bring it on a boat, bring it to Okinawans, and only the richest of the Okinawans were able to afford it. And it does taste good. What is the first crazy looking seaweed that Okinawans ate that largely contributed to their longevity? It is this. It is mozuku seaweed. Mozuku seaweed is one of the representative seaweeds of the Okinawan diet, and it's sold like this, just in regular plastic packaging. Just open this packaging. Not gonna try it because this stuff is incredibly salty, just unbelievably salty because it came from the ocean, right? First you have to wash it, get all the salt out, and then what Okinawans do is put it in vinegar. So you put it in a pot of water, you let it sit, let all the salt come out. And I made the mistake of not washing it enough, and I took a bite and I was like, whoa, this is way too salty. Get all the salt water out. So I have just a little cup. They just take a little bit, chopstick full, put it in a tiny bowl or a mug cup. And then they have a specialized sauce for their mozuku seaweed. We have the mozuku in the cup. What you do, you can smell the vinegar. It smells wonderful. It smells very good. Now it is ready to eat. I'm telling you, this stuff is good. You just have to know how to make it. Why am I talking about mozuku seaweed? Why is mozuku seaweed good for you? Mozuku seaweed has an incredibly powerful component in it called fukoidan. Now, fukoidan is sold as a supplement all over the world, but you can only get the purest fukoidan from mozuku seaweed. And mozuku seaweed can only be grown in Okinawa. It is anti-aging, it is anti-inflammatory, it is very good for blood pressure. I have another video, I speak all about fukoidan, all the benefits and why it's good, and the side effects it also has that are very interesting, all in another video that you can click and check out yourself. The next crazy looking seaweed is sea grapes. Umibudou, very popular in Okinawa. These are also found in the oceans surrounding the island, and they are wonderful. They taste great, and they look a little crazy because they pop in your mouth. These sea grapes were taken fresh. They were harvested recently, and they were sold at the supermarket, and I just picked them up. And as you can see, they're very vibrant, they're bouncing. So these sea grapes, all you do is they harvest them, you buy them, you wash them a little bit in water, and then they always come with some sauce. So they're not like drooping. What do I mean by that? You can actually put sea grapes to sleep. Why is this important? Because it's so cool that you can put these to sleep so they have a longer expiration date. But look at them, they're not gonna pop in your mouth, because that's the key point about these, is that they pop in your mouth. So let me show you how you wake them up. All right, now look, they're coming back to life with fresh water. Look at that. Isn't that cool? 2 seconds ago, they were like dead. Now they're awake. And look, they're just growing bigger and bigger. All right, now I've got both of the umibudou, the sea grapes. They look pretty similar. Key point when you're eating sea grapes is that once you put some liquid on top of them, like this sauce that I'm gonna put on them, they are going to go back to sleep. They're gonna deflate. They're not gonna have that poppy grape texture. Put the sauce on right before you eat the salad and then go for it. So these are the fresh ones. Never been put to sleep before. Just so good. They don't taste like ocean water. They taste like the sauce that you put them in. Why are sea grapes good for you in the first place? For their beauty properties, their beauty effects. So it's known in Asia that women will eat these for their skin. It's good for skin health. The third and last crazy looking seaweed is asa seaweed, or asa seaweed. I actually have another video where I was filming asa seaweed and I ran into a Okinawan. So just talked to Oshiro-san, awesome Okinawan guy, and he told me that this is actually asa fields, a place where you grow asa. You want to see that video, you can click it. But this is the seaweed. I'm actually going to eat it today. How it's sold is usually it's dried and then they put it in this packaging and then you have to take it out, put it in water, and then that's it. That's how you eat it. Whoa, this looks like a little ocean. Like a tiny little ocean in a bowl. What you typically do is you'd add this not just to water, but you want to add flavor to the water because there's not a whole lot of flavor. It's not salty, it doesn't taste like the ocean. If you just have it in water, Okinawans didn't eat in just water, because if you do, it just tastes a little bit like grass, but not in a bad way. But what you do is you add soy sauce, you add dashi, you add some sort of soup broth. What is asa good for? Why is it good for your body? Asa has beta carotene, it has fiber, it has vitamins, minerals, tons of health benefits. Now you're seeing probably a lot of similarities between all these crazy Okinawan foods. They look crazy, they look slimy, they look a little gross. But hey, they're full of nutrients, minerals, they're good for you. Okinawans ate them, they love them because they do taste good. So don't eat with your eyes, eat with your brain.